Hey y'all, Diamond Ambassador Lane Loftus here. I am so excited to jump on and chat with you guys a little bit today. I'm going to give you some social media tips. And it's funny because recently I had somebody say to me, well, Lane, I'm not an influencer. And so let me start by saying, it doesn't matter if you have 50 followers or 50,000 followers, you're influencing somebody. So how you doing? I'm not much of a sugarcoat girl, so hold on to your bootstraps because we're just going to dig straight on in. We're going to start with this. A brand is worthless if it does not connect with the right audiences in a relevant way. Guys, we've got to give value, give value, give value. Well, how do you give value? I'm going to give you 3 ways. Number 1, engage. Insta Stories is where I connect personally so much. Insta Stories, way more than anything else, any posts that I make, it's in the stories because they want to see into your real life. They want to see your face. They want to see the messy house. They want to see the real. So use those stories and connect. Listen, if all you're doing is going to check the mail, make a story out of it. Make a story out of the normal day life. That's what they want to see because then they can relate to you. So number 2 is enlighten, especially this year. We all need some enlightenment, right? And so enlighten your audience. Give them a breath of fresh air. So engage, enlighten. And number 3 is encourage. People depend on it, guys. They depend on us to encourage them. You might be the only encouragement that they see that day or that week or that month. So it's so important if we're wanting to give value, which is what we're wanting to do with everything we put on social media, it must give value. Then we want to engage, enlighten, and encourage. Okay, pause right there. Before we dig any deeper, I want to talk about being your authentic self. You can't spell beautiful without BU, right? We've all heard it, and it's so true. If I jumped on the social world, if I jumped on the grid and I tried to be a fashion designer or, I don't know, like a model for clothes, that wouldn't go well because that's not inside of me. Those things don't bring passion to my soul. But what does is being a mom. That's it for me. Being a mom is in my soul. Being a good mom, being a good wife, the Lord, all these things I'm passionate about. So I have to stay true to me. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. Don't look to the left or to the right to decide what your content is going to be. Now, it's important to learn from others. It's great to look at other ideas, but you've got to be you because there's only one of you and you are so needed in this world, on the platforms, and within Plexus. You are needed. You bring something very special to the table. So be you. Let's talk about visual content. It is so important. Visual content is the first thing they see. That's what they see in that first line sometimes in the post. Your visual content is what leads to the great content that you have in your words, which leads to the connection. So it is important. Listen, fellers, use the filters. It's okay. I'm not talking about the ones that change your face. I'm not talking about the ones that make you look like Dolly Parton. I'm just talking about find a filter. There's free ones everywhere. Find a filter and use the same one on all your pictures. Why? Because it looks clean. It looks pretty and it looks clean. Now, with that being said, show the pictures of your messy house. Show the pictures of your hair in a bun, real life. Like, be real. But it does help to have pretty content. Doesn't mean perfect. It means pretty, appealing to the eye, an eye catcher, a scroll stopper. Visual content is so important. And I'll tell you what, anytime I'm feeling cute, which is once or twice a week when I put makeup on and do my hair, I try to snap more than 1 pictures. Self-timers and selfies are everything. And if you have a good selfie light, that's a plus. I'm a Diamond Ambassador and I just got my first one last month. So it's okay. It's not a mess, but it does help. So focus on that. Take the pictures, get your face in front of people, do the stories. Visual content is everything. So I've had people ask, like, how do you stay online all day, every day? That must be exhausting. Yes, it would be. But guys, it's all about planning and preparing. I get my inspiration late at night. I'm not a morning person and I don't want to use my brain in the mornings. It's at night. It's at the end of the day. It's when I'm feeling all the feelings, or I just tucked my kids in, or I finally got silence for the first time in like 15 hours, that a great post will come to my heart. And I don't need to post it on the grid or on Facebook right then. So I'll put it in the notes of my phone. I'll write it out because it's flowing good. I'll write it out and then I pair it with one of those pictures that I took on one of the days that I was feeling good. Put those together and boom, you have a post. I always have content available for if I need to make a post. It's important to plan and prepare. You can't do it without planning and preparing right. If you try to work social media for you with a purpose and you don't plan and prepare, it's going to take time away from your life and your family that is unnecessary. So stop doing that. Plan and prepare. Spend some focused time so that the next week you can spend some downtime. It is important that when you post, you take the time to engage with the comments. And that's something I'm still growing at, but it's important. Okay, so time for a checklist, all right? 3 things before you make a post that I want you to check off. Write it down somewhere, check them off. Number 1, does this add value? Engage, enlighten, encourage. Does it do one of those things? If not, take it off because you are only posting because you feel the urge to post. For whatever reason, we've all made those kind of posts. I need one more person. I gotta make a post. Oh, she's posting such great things. I gotta make a post. Don't do that. Don't post unless you have one that is going to add value to your people, okay? Number 2, will the picture or the first line draw people in? Will it stop the scroll? If not, tweak that first line or tweak the picture, find a different picture, whatever. It's very important that your post pops out amongst all the other thousands of posts that they're going to see. Make sure that it stands out. And number 3, did I utilize tags and mentions? Okay, that's for a whole nother training. And I'm going to tell you, Brock Johnson is where it's at for hashtag trainings. Bob Heilig mentioned him probably 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and I immediately went and I paid for the training, $20 maybe. So good. It'll change the game. It'll grow your following naturally and teach you how to use hashtags. Because listen, I was using them all wrong. They were benefiting me 0 before I did that training. I'm not going to go into that on here, but I'm going to direct you to Brock Johnson's hashtag trainings. Changed my life. Okay, so before we end this thing, I just got to talk from my heart for a second. This isn't in the notes. This is free. Listen, what we have, if you're watching this right now, you are in Plexus. I want you to know that what you have is the power to change lives. Now, write that down and say that. I'm not talking just like giving somebody a good day. Changing their life. My life was changed completely. My health, my finances, my family's future for generations is changed because I was presented with the opportunity of Plexus. Guys, it changes lives. Be bold about that. You want to draw people in and add value to their life, and then you want to build their trust, and then you want to share with them in those intimate connections that you make. Share with them, not with push, but with passion, because what we share is changing people's lives. That's so exciting. That should fuel your fire when you get ready to make a post. So mean it. Mean it. We're going to end with a quote that I absolutely love. Influence isn't the same as popularity. Influence drives action. Influencers are change agents. Isn't that empowering? We are change agents. So go change the world, guys. Love you. Bye.